Stories for life.
What's the word on the street from some of the pro players that you've talked to in terms of preparation for this league?
Now that we have a second, let's take a quick peek at the rebounding numbers for the last handful of seasons for Favors.
On the boards, he's been a much bigger presence these last few years than he had been prior. And he can be counted on now to make an impact with his rebounding. And that's a product of all the work he's put in down low.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. They've got Gobert, Spencer Dinwiddie out there with Colin Sexton. Then it's Collins, and it's Thibault in at the 3. And for San Antonio, Favors is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Robert Covington. Then there's Rudy Gay. And it's Griffin in at the 1 spot. Chris, you look at the grind of a regular season. Adam Silver seems open to fewer games or even fewer minutes per game. What do you think of it?
This is one that I'm not with, Kevin. You know, in my day, you had guys play 82 games. And let's go back to the days of Bill Russell and Wilt Chamberlain. They were playing in shoes that basically were socks, and they didn't have tape, and they didn't have all the things that we're privy to in the medical industry. So I think we should keep it at 82 games and minutes the same, because it keeps a full context of sports where you can talk about Harden versus or Westbrook versus a Big O. It keeps the argument in the same place. I think fewer games, fewer minutes starts to change the dynamics and the expectations of what players can do. I don't mind changing and adding tournaments, letting guys get more rest, but I think the number of games in the minutes of the game has to stay 48 minutes, has to stay 82 games in my opinion.
Very interesting. And Detroit has possession following the miss by Griffin. And Robert Covington picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. First quarter, about a minute and a half in. Poked away. Dinwiddie up top. Fires it up. And good. And it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
If there's ever a successful shot that still gets your coach mad at you, that's the one.
Griffin looking around. Pass to Favors. 6 to shoot. Shoots over Dinwiddie. Favors can't get it to go.
Oh, he found the open space from mid-range. Just maybe rushed his release a little bit.
Well, they call Rudy Gobert the Stifle Tower. Probably the game's most dominant rim protector.
And in today's game, that's not enough. You also have to come out of the paint and defend smaller players in switches. He straddles those two needs better than anyone in the league.
And the rejection by Collins. Here's Sexton, and Griffin sends it back.
Oh, you want more of this from Griffin. There's no question he has the size and vertical to block shots.
Collins passes to Sexton. Dinwiddie outside. And here's Sexton. He had a 30-point outing their last game against Toronto.
And a lot of those points came at the free throw line, really because of his aggression. He was playing the game with force, always catching his man on his heels.
Pistons leading by 5. Launches it. That one falls, coming off Dinwiddie's feet. Dinwiddie's got 4 assists now tonight.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
And San Antonio calls the first timeout of the game. First chance of the season for them to go up against this Pistons team.
An interconference matchup. Last season, they went 2-0 against this club.
Only 5 games left on the season. Let's quickly take a look at how the playoff field is stacking up out west. You look at the Spurs. Right now, they're locked into 3rd place in the conference, looking to get a high seed for the playoffs.
And you know, for the Spurs, they haven't needed any time to find their footing this season. The guys gelled right away. The coaching staff has done a terrific job. It's been a dream start to the year for them.
Look, they've caught everyone off guard. The question now, how do you keep this going?
Now, here's Sexton, following the miss by Porzingis. Now, here's Sexton. 5 points in the game, just 5 to shoot. Here's Thibault. Off target there, that would have pushed the lead to double digits. Here's Gay, and it's blocked, and he's able to get it back.
Well, that's the explosiveness of Gay on his drive. It's almost impossible to contain a real powerful finisher around the rim who forces defenders to get rough with him.
This is his first free throw of the game.
This season, 88% on the line, so he has been in a comfort zone.
Here's Thibault. From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so is Detroit. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from Detroit?
What we saw in that first quarter, they won their matchups defensively.
Yeah, they really got after it. I mean, they made life extremely difficult for the shooters, which is why they hold this lead.
Here are the 5 Detroit has to start the second quarter. Colin Sexton is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Rudy Gobert. Then it's Collins. And it's Thibault in at the small forward spot. Now here's Griffin. After the miss from John Collins. Here's Porzingis. Cans the 12-footer. Porzingis has got 5 now.
He must have a real good feel for the fadeaway. I mean, he uses it even when no one's on him.
And the impact that Porzingis can have on the defensive end, Greg, cannot be overstated.
The reach and leaping ability he has paired with his timing make him a premier rim protector. And what sets him over the top really is that fearlessness. He will challenge anyone and everyone at the rim.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, Dwayne Casey was the 2018 Coach of the Year, but as we all know, he was fired after that same season by the Raptors. Casey's found a home in Detroit. Casey said, "I have no regrets." Winston Churchill said, "Success consists of going from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. And that's what I've done." So, Kevin, Dwayne Casey is still pounding the rock.
He sure is, and I like that Churchill quote as well. Thanks, David. Now, here's Sexton. He's got 5. Left side, Collins. Detroit needs to get off a shot, and that one drops for him. Thibault's got the lead up to 8 now for Detroit.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
That's to Porzingis. The pass to Griffin. After 2 misses to start the game, he's on the board with that shot made.
The agility Griffin possesses, are you kidding me? He's superb at using his speed to gut the defense to pieces.
Now, here's Sexton. He's covered by Gay. Dinwiddie's shot is off. And here's Gay. He'll bring it up for the San Antonio Spurs. 6-point game. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Nuggets.
Total embarrassment. I was shocked at how poorly they played. I think they were shocked.
They just had nothing going for them. They look very defeated out there.
And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. You know what, Chris? Speed at any position is so vital. Who are the fastest big guys in the game right now that you admire and just can't believe how they go baseline to baseline?
The first one that comes to mind is Giannis Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's a Greek freak, but he's a freak of nature in basketball. His speed, his length, his athletic ability. You love seeing him. And I say a close second, Anthony Davis. And don't forget about Willie Cauley-Stein. I mean, a lot of guys that love running the floor and put that pressure on the defense every time by getting out.
And so it's San Antonio with it, following the 3 by Detroit. This is it to Griffin. Shoots over Dinwiddie. A nice shot by Griffin. Griffin's got his second bucket of the night.
And his shot, I mean, it's come around. I mean, for most of the first quarter, it looked like he might be in for a long night.
Now, here's Sexton. 5 points in the game. And the baseline jumper, no good.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Oh, textbook defense. I mean, it took a good angle to the shooter and bothered the release.
Kicks it out to Covington. And here we go. Dinwiddie heading to the hoop. Goes back up. That shot misses. Nice D from Porzingis.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
15 seconds left here in the second, and too long on the shot. Pass to Sexton. Over Gay. The shot by Sexton, no good. Now Porzingis, and that'll do it for the first half. A competitive. Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, Detroit finds themselves ahead after 2 quarters. They have a 5-point lead. And that...
Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game that's been so far. Pistons leading by 5. They've got Griffin. Favors is out there with Porzingis. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Gay in at the shooting guard position. That's the San Antonio 5. The shot by Sexton, no good.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
Griffin finds Favors. Here's Porzingis, and a little luck that time, but it drops. Porzingis has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Spurs.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, good job to take it right at them.
Detroit shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And their success rate on the season, right around 77%.
Well, you look back at the title teams for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston, then, dominate the Bulls at that time. They went back-to-back, winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2004 team. She, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well.
Now, here's Sexton. He has 5. Porzingis with the block.
And with his length, Porzingis can be very disruptive on D. Not easy to get the shot off over that huge frame.
Sexton deciding where to go with it. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Thibault.
I don't know what they drew up at halftime, but it ain't working. 0 for 4 to start the half.
Porzingis finds Gay. And they double up Gay. A fadeaway. Yes, that goes in. Gay's got the lead up to 1 now for the Spurs.
And Gay is very confident from the mid-range. When he has his feet under him, he's extremely reliable from there.
Sexton with it. He's against Gay. Detroit, no good that time either.
Ouch. 5 shots without a make. That's a really ragged start coming out of halftime.
Outside, Porzingis kicks it to Griffin. And the basket is good. And now it's a 3-point Spurs lead.
Griffin's presence inside is enormous. It's impossible to hold him in check close to the bucket. No, well, Kev, you know I always appreciate when a big man can create for others. Blake Griffin, he's one of the best in the game in that regard. Such a fantastic passer.
And you could see him give a little nod and then just burst to the rim for the alley-oop slam.
A pair of teammates, Greg, with a terrific feel for each other. Now here's Griffin. He has 6. Tries again. And the rejection by Collins. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Collins. .109 left in the third quarter. Griffin can't get it to go in. Chris, you almost forget just how big Griffin is because of how smoothly he can facilitate for others.
Yeah, Kevin, and I hate when people say he's a good passer for a big man. I mean, what type of caveat is that? He's just a good passer. He has great vision, superb timing, and that's why he's always been near the top in assists for bigs.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
The Spurs have scored 6 points from their 8 attempts at the line so far.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
I love watching Griffin play the game. I mean, he has a lot of confidence in his abilities. He's terrific at staying aggressive.
Here's Thibault. The open look here for Sexton. Rebounded by Covington.
A scoreless quarter for him. I mean, you can see by his body language that he's getting discouraged.
Fades and shoots. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Thibault. It's hauled in by Gay, and the Spurs with possession. Big stretch here going 10-2. Pass to Porzingis. Inside, Favors makes it off the glass. Favors got 4 points in the quarter.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
And we've reached the end of the third. It's the Spurs up by. And while we can now, let's take a look at today's State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Yeah, he put it on a platter and it was served cold. Now, I love the poise, the decisiveness. This is how you run an offense.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And on the floor for Detroit here in the 4th. They've got Collins. Sexton is out there with Spencer Dinwiddie. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Thibault in at the 3 spot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Such a menace close to the rim. You got to respect Sexton's fearlessness when he's amongst the bigs.
And so he makes both from the line.
Oh, not many players with the more steady hand at the free throw line than this fella.
Griffin passes to Favors. Porzingis with the ball. Over Collins. Porzingis kicks to Griffin. 4 on the shot clock. And that one's good by Gay. Gay's got the lead up to 5 now for the Spurs.
Well, in these late shot clock situations, you need a calm presence handling the ball. Gay is so good at beating the clock with a quality shot.
Gobert the pass to Sexton. Here's Thibault. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Covington. Porzingis passes to Gay. And the jam by Rudy Gay.
And when Gay is nearby, you have to be aware of his vertical. He really rocks the rims on these jams.
Here's Thibault, defended by Covington. And Sexton has it in the corner. Porzingis with the block. And they're moving it up. From the wing. It doesn't go for him. And it's Detroit the other way. Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Here's Thibault, defended by Griffin. Thibault, the pass to Sexton. Over Gay. Shot is good, and the Spurs lead is cut to just 5 points on the basket from Sexton.
Big shot player. Sexton showing us he loves the spotlight. Seems energized performing here under the bright lights.
Porzingis against Collins. Porzingis passes to Covington. High post shot. And that one's good by Gay. Gay's got the lead back up to 7 now for San Antonio.
And Gay has a great mindset on offense, constantly looking for a shot out there.
1:16 left in the game. And the pass to Gobert. Here's Dinwiddie. Porzingis with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they could do is try to get him more easy looks.
And here's Covington. Here's Porzingis. And the rejection by Collins.
And not sure they've got enough time to save themselves.
Oh, yeah, I agree with you, GA, but I've seen crazy things happen.
Porzingis feeling it out a bit. It's tipped, and that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
But just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
And Favors kicks to Covington. Over Collins. Covington's shot is off.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those.
Now here's Porzingis. And so it's the Spurs with the win. It was a fantastic ball game, and they did it. David, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks.